Welcome from the home of the New York Mets, Citi Field in Queens. Major League Baseball on tap. It's the Milwaukee Brewers going up against the New York Mets. First pitch coming at you right after the break. So almost ready to get underway. And today's starter, Clay Holmes. What's the scouting report on him?
Well, coming into this game, hitters are batting under 250 against this starting pitcher. So it just shows you how effective he's been. He's been able to move his pitches around, add and subtract, change up the look so that hitters don't get too comfortable and start squaring up the baseball. We'll see what he's got in this one.
Strike one. Hard hit left side. Tosses across the first. One out in the top of the first. Let's take a look at the Brewers lineup. This is an offense, Chris, that's having a hard time scoring runs right now.
Yeah, sometimes things just aren't going to click. And unfortunately, what happens is players press, they try to do a little bit more, and they get out of their game. You've got to let the game come to you. If you chase it, it's going to run from you. So this is a team that just needs to calm down, relax, and understand that they're going to come out of this.
Jackson Chourio stands in here, leaves that one off the inside. One out, bases empty. Lined, and that's a base hit.
Batting third, the designated
man at first, and now the DH, Christian Yelich. Runner on the go. Pitch outside. And safe. It's a stolen base. Chris, his wheels were the difference maker on that play. Just got in there.
Yeah, with StatCast's help, we see his top speed on this stolen base, and that's a big number. I mean, man, he really made his athleticism work for him on that one.
Swing and a miss, and he was fooled.
Good late sink on that fastball. Out of the hand, looks so good, and then by the time it gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
The 1-1 is fouled off. Next offering misses down and away.
2-2.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Chourio, the runner at second with one away.
Sit him down. Strike him out. 3 balls.
In the dirt. Got him. He battled for a long time, but it finishes with a strikeout. You can't be mad at yourself after an at-bat like that one.
Most guys are very aggressive when they see the stakes out there on the base paths and can't understand why he wasn't ready to swing the bat. You've got to be ready to swing the bat in a situation like that with the go-ahead run in scoring position.
William Contreras stands in now and watches strike one. Gets the strike. That was the sweeper.
Runner on second to see if the ball's gotten away enough to move to third. You have to be sure you can make it because you're already in scoring position. Well, he was sure there, and now he's only 90 feet away from scoring.
2 outs and 1 in scoring position. That misses the zone, and a count now even up.
2 strikes. count.
In the dirt, nice job behind the plate.
You don't want to run yourself out of an inning, so it's got to clearly get far enough away from the catcher. If you're the runner at third, think about scoring.
In the air, right field. McNeil pulls it down, and that is that. Milwaukee leaves one. Now the Mets offense will go to work for the first time. No score. It's Major League Baseball on the show. And we're back. And our pitcher tonight, Freddie Peralta. How about a report on him, Chris?
Well, he's been a very dependable starter for his club, and what stands out for me is that left-handed hitters have really struggled batting below 200 against him, and it just tells me they have a hard time tracking the baseball. Maybe it's the release point, maybe it's the motion, but just some way, somehow, they've got to figure out a way to pick it up and try to have some success from the left side.
And stepping in for New York, Francisco Lindor. Popped up to the left, into foul ground. And there's one down.
Huge sigh of relief, I'm sure, for that guy out there on the ball.
All right, let's take a look at the lineup. And probably their most productive player so far this year, Pete Alonso.
Tops on the team in batting average, Boog. A guy who's showing off some excellent bat-to-ball ability when he digs in at the plate. You know, that's useful if your team needs to get an inning going, get a leadoff man on. But it's also incredible to have a guy like that in the lineup because he's a run producer who can drive in runs if you've got guys on base already. So he's a huge piece in this lineup.
Brandon Nimmo, the next to hit, takes ball one.
No strike.
Not giving him a pitch to hit there isn't a bad thing. He's dealing with a great first pitch hitter up there.
That one fouled off. On the ground to the left. Fires over to Hoskins.
He's out.
And two quick outs in the bottom of the first here tonight.
The center fielder, Juan Soto.
And now it's Juan Soto. Another solid power season. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. Joey gets on base and keeps it going.
Oh, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing around right there. I know it was a ground ball, but it was absolutely hammered through the infield. That's not one you're excited to get in front of if you're an infielder. You know they used to say, charge it. Crazy.
And now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso.
1-0.
And there's a ball. Chopped left side, and that goes foul. On the ground. Throws to first in time, and that takes care of Alonso. And that is the inning. Mets strand one, scoreless after one. Second inning set to go. Up now for Milwaukee, Bryce Terang. Holmes back to work. Holmes, the tall righty, 31 years old. He joined the team as a free agent. The 1-1 is fouled off. And he grounds one to the right side. And he takes it himself for the out.
Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 12, Rhys Hoskins.
And here is Hoskins. And the first pitch misses for ball one. Hoskins pushes it foul. One down, base is empty. And a big swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Batting 7.
Here's the left fielder, Isaac Collins. Swing and a miss as he chases that one darting out of the zone. And a pitch. That's too low. Ball one.
1 ball, 1 strike.
A little bit low. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, he left that changeup up. Got away with one there, and he'll take it, but doesn't want to make that mistake again.
Not close with that one, and it's 3-2. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Two down, nobody on. Foul ball, and it remains a full count. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. That one back up the middle, and it gets through. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
But when you see that many pitches in an at-bat, your chances of succeeding go up. And right there, we see the result.
Now the third baseman. And first offering is fouled off.
This might be a steal situation, but that's not your average catcher behind the dish. You have to be careful here.
Move to first. Collins back in on a dive. Check swing. Went around. That is strike 2.
0-2.
No score here in the second. Slides, but he can't come up with it. They stop the lead runner at second. Now 2 on with 2 outs.
Batting 9, the shortstop.
And now Joseph Ortiz. And the pitch is outside, ball 1. And another ball.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch. I would expect in this 3-0 count, you're taking all the way. See if he'll walk you.
Here's a 3-0. And that'll load the bases.
Pretty easy walk right there. Last pitch wasn't even much to think
right
about.
Fielder, number 10, Sal Frelick.
Sal Frelick up now for the Brewers. Yeah, don't need much damage here. Just a base hit. Likely will score 2. Check swing, called strike. Delivers a pitch in for a strike at 95. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
He's in a tough spot. Had to make a great pitch. Did it. Got the strikeout. Gets out of the jam. Clearly, he's happy with those results.
Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And stepping in for New York, Jeff McNeil. And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. Just missed. Dave Lawrence behind the plate today. Consistent and pretty accurate with the balls and strikes.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, Spook, that just keeps the game moving. Nothing overly unique about the strike zone that he calls, and as a result, he's appreciated by both sides.
Chris, do players ever change their approach in meaningful ways based on who's umpiring, or is it good to just be aware of tendencies so you're not that surprised?
I'd say the latter, because pitcher's got to pitch to his strengths regardless. The hitter's got to hit to his strength. So you're aware of it, but you have to just hunt for what you can handle. Well, that certainly feels good when you can win the at-bat after being down in the count, up against it with 2 strikes right there. Nice line drive to the pull side, met it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield.
And now it's Mark Vientos. Just missed. Turned on, but that's foul down the third baseline. Now one missed.
2-1.
In the air, right side. Frelick has a beat on it. Puts it away for the out. Here's the third baseman, Brett Beatty.
Third baseman, Brett Beatty.
And that's outside.
1 ball, no strike.
Inside, almost got him.
Nope, ball 3. Oop. 3-1.
Man at first, one away. In the air, left field, down the line. He makes the grab, and there's 2 down.
Batting 8, the catcher, Luis Torres.
Here's the catcher, Luis Torres. This is a guy who is very highly regarded defensively. Fun to watch him control stuff behind the plate. Good game caller, good at framing, but it's that big arm that really stands out. And that one hit to first, and it finds its way through for a hit. And now first and second with 2 outs.
Batting ninth, the second baseman,
Ronnie Mauricio now.
Mauricio.
And that's in for a strike.
When you got a catcher like this guy with a big arm like that behind the plate, it really shuts down the running game.
McNeil at second. Torrens at first. 2 out of the inning. Squirts away a little bit.
1-1.
Nothing happening as the count evens at 1.
It's a big opportunity right here, but I love the way he's slowing the game down. He's shrinking his zone, making sure he gets the pitch that he wants to hit.
2 on, 2 outs. Now that's smacked to right center. Nice grab on the run. And that will end the inning. 2 left for the Mets. We'll move to the third with no score. New inning getting started, and now it's going to be Jackson Chourio.
You know, this guy's great speed is in the back of that pitcher's mind. If he can get on, it's going to give him one more thing he's got to think about.
On the corner for a strike. And 1 and 2. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Here's a 1-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
And that skips in the dirt.
He should get a pretty good pitch to hit here with the 3-hole hitter coming up if he's walked.
Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. It's a leadoff walk, and that's the go-ahead run.
Didn't miss by much right there. Just couldn't get the call off the inside corner.
Now batting.
Here comes Christian Yelich. Struck out looking his first time.
If it were an average catcher behind the plate, I'd say take second base, but this isn't a catcher you want to run on. His quick release is unreal.
Swing and a broken bat roller towards third, and foul ball. Runner on the go. And he grounds one back up the middle. Lindor on to first. Yelich is out.
That's a good piece of hitting right there. The job was to move the runner up and give your team a chance to score the go-ahead run. That's exactly what happened, so you better believe your teammates are happy with you after that at bat.
Squirts away a little bit. 1 out and a runner at second. We're here in the top half of inning number 3. Next offering is fouled back. That one off the mark, and it's 2-1. Up the middle. Slings to first, and there's 2 away. So the go-ahead run in scoring position. This is Bryce Terang. 0 for 1 so far. And a base hit into right center field. In comes the first run of the game. It's 1-0 Brewers.
Went up there looking to be aggressive and got something he could handle. Just a solid swing right there. Caught it out front and ripped it into the outfield for the base hit. Those always feel great. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
And it's Rhys Hoskins up to the dish. Went down on strikes his first time through. Clips the corner. It's 0-1. Well, Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. That one finds the zone, and that is strike 2. It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now. Doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep, because teams are really aggressively building their bullpens. See ya! Strikes him out for the second time today. But they pick up 1 run on the RBI single. It's now 1-0. Major League Baseball is on the show. And welcome back to the ballpark as we go to the last of the third. Francisco Lindor comes up to the plate. First pitch misses.
1-0.
In the air on the infield. Under it. And it's caught for the out.
Boy, that was a hanging breaking ball right there. I think he tried to do a little bit too much. Sometimes those eyes can get really big. I think his swing broke down as well, and that's what caused him to pop it up.
Here's Brandon Nimmo. He's 0 for 1. And that one fouled off.
Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Fouls one off out of play. Back to our left. That misses the zone, and the count is even 2-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Juan Soto now. 1 for 1 with a single so far.
Soto.
Delivers a pitch in for a strike at 95. 2 outs, base is empty. Pitch misses, and the count is 1-1. And that one is inside. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
2-2.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
And that's in the dirt. Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. And that's strikeout number 100 on the year. Down in order go the Mets. They're down 1-0. Back here in Queens, and stepping in is the speedy Isaac Collins. And that's in for a strike. 0-1.
Well, these Brewers doing a great job, Boog, of just waiting for the right pitch to come their way, and I'm seeing very patient at-bats out of him. He's only given up 1 run, but the starter's pitch count is starting to get up there, and that might be the best news yet for this offense.
That missed by a lot, and it's 2-1.
You know, sometimes all it takes is getting to the next arm before an offense does any damage, and that might be the case today. That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
And that just misses.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Struck him out looking.
Clearly looking out over the plate on that outer third, and that pitch finished. Right down the middle, just a little bit in, and he couldn't pull the trigger.
Now the third baseman, and he's already singled in this game. And a ground ball to first. Alonso steps on the bag. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th.
Shortstop, Joseph Ortiz.
Next for the Brewers, Joseph Ortiz. Worked a walk in his first trip to the plate. And there's a foul ball. 2 down, nobody on. Top half of inning number 4. That misses the zone. Going to count 1 and 2. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Let's go, 2 outs. Fouls it off. Still 1 and 2. Fights it off. He'll see another. Started after the 1-2 pitch. Appeal to first. No swing. And that one is in the dirt. Full count now.
Wow, this guy's really battling up there as if his run is the game-winning run. I love his tenacity.
Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. Gets a piece and stays alive.
I'll tell you, with pitch counts being such a big consideration in today's game, an amazing fight at the plate like this ends up being incredibly valuable. Running that pitch count up, no matter what the result ends up being, he's going to get a lot of high fives in the dugout. It feels to me like his time on the mound is running short, starting to show some signs of fatigue. So we'll see how much longer they let him go.
Freeling in the box now. No balls and a strike.
Generally, second, third time through the lineup, you want to be able to lean on those secondary pitches and command them. Looks like he's doing a nice job of it.
And a foul ball. that one down the line. And the inning is over. Brewers strand one, but they're on top 1-0. Back here at Citi Field, here's Pete Alonso.
The first baseman.
All around, I think if you asked anyone in this organization who's the best hitter in the lineup, they would say him.
And the first offering is not close. Ground ball left side. Fires over to Hoskins, and that takes care of Alonso.
Now batting, the right fielder,
Jeff McNeil stands in. A single his first time. Just off the inside edge. Base is empty, one away. We're here in the bottom of the fourth. Just missed. Line drive and foul ball. The 2-2. And a swing and a miss. That K is his third of the game. Chris, as we look back at the pitch sequence, he hadn't seen that curveball at all. How tough is it to adjust to something like that with a bunch and break when you haven't had a look at it yet?
Yeah, I mean, you're dialed up for something firm. You never want to take a called third strike as a fastball, so you're going to be a little anxious before you recognize the pitch. And right there, clearly didn't see what was coming.
Digging in, Mark Vientos.
No ball. 1 strike.
And strike 2.
Two pretty nasty sliders to get this hitter in an 0-2 count. If you're up there at the plate, you got to look up in the zone and spit on anything that's down.
Right through there, got him. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. Nothing doing here this half. On to the top of the fifth we go. It's the Brewers 1 and the Mets nothing. And we're back. Top 5, John Sciambi with Chris Singleton. And leading it off, Jackson Chourio. Holmes back to work. That one drilled left field. And it one-ups the wall. Makes the turn and heads for second. In safely. It's a double and his second hit.
Wasting no time. He's 2 for 2 now on the night. And just a triple and home run away from the cycle.
Seriously, we're starting with this already. And here comes the Mets manager to the mound. Pitching change coming. Clay Holmes out of the game, and they trail as he exits, but he kept them close. A new arm will be on the mound after the break.
Now pitching for the Mets.
And we've got ourselves a pitching change. Number 40. He's been so good against lefties.
Well.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Yelich, the next to hit, 0 for 2 in this one. And that's off the outside edge. Ball 1. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. And we're at the top of the fifth. And a foul ball. in the dirt, but kept close. Not in time. He's safe. And on the wild pitch, he goes down to third.
Even with a good secondary lead, sometimes it's hard to see just how far that ball's gotten away from the catcher. And if you can make it to third base pretty much standing up, well, that time he seemed to have a pretty good read, gets to third safely, and now he's just 90 feet away from scoring.
Chourio at third with nobody out. Swing and a miss as he was out front that time. Good job to fight that one off. That one ripped. Gone. A towering shot to center. His second home run of the series. And they throw a pair on the board. It's 3-0.
Already playing with the lead, and now they're celebrating a home run. They're having a great time out there. The great pitchers are able to tease the outside part of the zone with the breaking ball. That means that it looks like it's going to be a strike, but finishes off the plate. Well, that one finished on the outer half, but caught just too much of the plate and hit for a home run.
And now it's William Contreras. Mauricio handles, throws to first. One away here in the fifth.
The batter, number 2, second baseman, Bryce Terang.
Bryce Terang up now for the Brewers.
Taken high in the draft, he's had that top prospect label over him since he put on a professional uniform. But at some point, that starts to go away, and you've got to produce at the big league level.
Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Reed Garrett up and throwing. Stanek getting loose as well. One down, base is empty. Ball one there.
That's a good pitch
One ball,
there.
one strike.
Really had some run and finished a little up and in just on the edge. And that's one of those, if you swing at it, you had a broken bat as you jog back to the dugout.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And 2 away now.
Well, I'm not sure what he was waiting on right there. He got the changeup and still late on it. You rarely see that. It almost makes you think that he was trying to set the pitcher up. I mean, if you can't catch up to the off-speed stuff, there's no way you're going to touch a fastball.
And first offering is fouled off. Hoskins in his 8th season, 31 years old, and he was a 5th-round pick back in 2014. That's way outside. Yeah, that's ball 2. Swing and a miss. Got him to go up the ladder for the K. 2 runs for Milwaukee on the dinger. It's now 3-0. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. And welcome back to the ballpark. And here is Brett Beatty.
Brett Beatty.
That one outside. 1-0.
Well, the offense has gotten going, and a pitcher wants to go out there, have a real quick inning, get those guys back into the dugout so those bats can stay hot.
And the 1-0. And another ball.
Well, these Mets need to bring up the quality of their bats and specifically their swings. They're trying to find ways to drive the ball with some authority, but it's just not happening for them so far. 0 extra base hits in the game, so it's been tough for them to get anything going. And he looked a little tentative on that swing, almost like he didn't get pitch recognition and tried to slow his bat down just to make contact. I'd rather see a guy swing through it instead of making weak contact and putting it in play, have another pitch where maybe he can drive out of the ballpark.
Torrens batting for the second time, and that's strike 1.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
Line drive, Ortiz. Gets the catcher by a step.
Sometimes you have to keep chipping away until you break through, but it's a lot easier to put runs on the board when you have guys in scoring position because they put themselves there.
2 down, bases empty. Ronnie Mauricio getting ready to hit. He's 0 for 1.
Ball, high.
The Mets trailing by 3. Last half of inning number 5. Swings through that one.
1-1.
Cut on and lifted in the air. Collins squeezes it, and that'll do it. Back here in Queens, top 6. Now the left fielder, Isaac Collins. And that one missing low.
Well, these Brewers putting together some really good at-bats in this game. There's been a lot to like with how they're approaching their chances at the plate. They really made that opposing starter work in this one. Ran his pitch count up, and now they've got an opportunity to continue making things difficult on the bullpen. And no, they haven't broken through in a big way in the runs column, but with the way they're grinding out at bats, it definitely feels like there's potential for more coming.
Fights that one away, still 1-2. And a foul ball, he stays alive. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. Another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts.
Well, classic pitch sequencing there to change eye levels for the punch out. That fastball on the pitch before was up. It was very competitive, and that gets you thinking that he might try to climb the ladder. But then the curveball out of that same tunnel just falls off the table, and you can't make contact.
Number 21 up for the 3rd time and takes ball 1.
No strike.
Base is empty, 1 away, and we're the top half of the 6th. And that one misses up and in. And now 2-0. And another ball. And he walked him.
Ball 4.
That just came apart right there. 4-pitch walk, and the guy at the plate was not going to help him out by swinging at something out of the zone.
Joseph Ortiz up now for the Brewers. Ortiz having a lot more success on the road this season.
Come on, Nats.
In the dirt, blocked. Next offering is in for a strike.
Good approach right there. You want to get something just a little higher that you can elevate. Stay out of that double play.
Ground ball right side. It squirts through. The throw in. In there safely. Now at the plate, Sal Frelick. And that misses. And that's ball 1.
That's the ball.
In the dirt. He's in there.
Got to take advantage of this opportunity now because of the wild pitch. They've got 2 runners in scoring position. Good time for the hitter to lock in, put the ball in play hard somewhere.
Misses inside.
Oh, he's so good about trying to drive the ball to the opposite field gap in these situations. If he takes that approach, he could bust this game wide open.
That one's in there, and that is strike one.
Back-to-back fastballs in. That last one called for a strike. Probably go away, but look for him to come back in there to try to finish you off.
And they're all loaded up.
Well, the stage has been set for this offense, Boog. It's all about creating opportunities, and this is one of them right here.
So bases all loaded up. Jackson Chourio up now for the Brewers. First pitch, and he just misses.
This is a situation where the hitter is looking for something up in the zone that he can get his arms extended. What you have to be careful of is that pitch that's up, that's in on your hands. That'll pop you up in the infield, and that's exactly what the pitcher wants.
That one finds the zone. That's strike one.
Now, just a cement mixer slider right there. It's a great pitch to hit if you can recognize it early and jump on it.
That one hammered, but pulled foul. Skips in, and excellent work to corral that one. Could have been dangerous. And a swing and a miss. He's notched 4 strikeouts now.
Oh, nothing too fancy on the strikeout pitch right there. Just a low 90s fastball, and I'm not sure he was trying to challenge him, but that's pretty much what happened. Very hittable location, but he found a way to just get it by him.
And now it'll be Christian Yelich. Can't forget the 2-run shot he launched out of here in the 5th.
Yeah, one of the biggest swings of the game, Boog, as he looks to make even more of an impact in this at-bat right here.
Fastball for a strike.
Tough situation right here. So important as a pitcher to get ahead in the count as he did right there.
Two outs.
Nope, that's off the plate.
2 walks in the inning already, and he just doesn't seem comfortable out there. Like he can find the right mechanics and then repeat them.
And the slider just misses.
Boog, in situations like these, the air can get really thin up there at the plate. Got to find a way to breathe and slow everything down.
Now he breaks his bat. Toss to Alonso. Out to escape a bases-loaded jam unscathed. So they load the bases on just 1 hit, but can't get anyone across. Top of the order due up in the home half of the 6th. It's the Brewers 3 and the Mets nothing. Back here at Citi Field, bottom of the 6th. Stepping in is the switch-hitting shortstop, Francisco Lindor. First pitch, not close. Outside with a breaking ball.
Tried to backdoor him with that slider right there, but just missed off the plate. Good pitch, though.
In for a strike, and it's 2-1. Just missed.
Now in this 3-ball count, down in the ball game, you've got to be very selective. Take your walk if they'll give it to you.
That one misses, so a leadoff walk. How big a deal is that walk?
I don't think it's a big deal because if you pitch to the previous hitter with the power he has, he can hit a home run. I think it was a calculated walk. We'll see how it pays off here.
Fought off foul. Now a screamer into the outfield. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And there's one down.
Now batting, center fielder, Juan.
Here's Juan Soto. 1 for 2. That catches the zone for a strike. 0-1. And that one upstairs, ball 1.
Well, it's been a very impressive outing so far. His command has been a big part of it. Even when he misses outside the strike zone, which is exactly what a pitcher wants.
Foul ball there. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. Here's a big power threat. Pete Alonso has grounded out a couple of times.
Alonso.
Move to first. Lindor back in there. Lindor on the move. Pitch misses. Safe in second with a stolen base. Lindor stands at second with 2 gone. And another ball.
He hasn't wanted to challenge him. Both of those pitches off the plate away. Don't expect anything down the heart of the plate. You may just have to be patient and take your walk here.
Man at second. That's off the mark. 3-0.
Get ready for some action here. Good RBI guy at the plate. Runners in scoring position. And a hitter's count.
Jeff McNeil waiting to hit for the Mets. Runner at second, 2 down. Here in the bottom of the 6th. This one high in the air to left center. Chourio on the move to the alley. Makes the catch. And that is that. Mets leave 1. Still down 3-0.
Now pitching for
Welcome
the Mets.
back. We're in the 7th. We have a new
Number
pitcher on the mound.
55.
Ryan Stanek.
Gets an opportunity to square off against his former team, so I wouldn't be surprised if he came out a little extra jacked up right here.
Yeah, the batter now, William Contreras.
The catcher,
0 for 3 in this one.
Contreras.
That one finds the zone. Strike 1.
Felt impressed that he went right after him on that first pitch. That's the key. Try to get ahead in the count. Then you can play around a little bit more as the at-bat expands.
Next offering is fouled back. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Slashes this one, and it could be trouble. Around first and hustling for second. The throw in, and he greets the new arm from the bullpen with a double.
Just so sound in his mechanics. Hits against a firm front side, and the hands just continue to carry through the middle of the field.
Bryce Terang up now for the Brewers. Yeah, that's fouled off. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Here in the top half of inning number 7. Off the mark there, and the count even 1-1.
Just missed with that backdoor breaking ball. If he gets a swing and miss or called strike, 0-2 count. Instead, it's 1-1. Look for him to go back to that pitch later in this at bat.
That one a little bit high, 2-1. Stirring in the bullpen for the Mets. Reed Garrett getting loose out there. Man at second. Breaking ball misses down and away.
First pitch strike from the pitcher, but then no panic at all by the hitter. Very patient, showing good discipline. Now he's in the driver's seat with the 3-1 count.
Next offering is in for a strike.
And boy, that was the pitch. 3-1. You want to be really aggressive on the fastball.
And a swing and a miss. Beat him with a fastball.
You usually are going to see that inside fastball a little longer coming in from the opposite side, but that pitch really got in on him right there. I mean, that's a well-thrown pitch. Tough to do anything with that in terms of getting the hands through and the sweet spot of the bat to the baseball.
And the batter now is Rhys Hoskins. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Late swing fouled off. Fastball for a strike. 0-2 now. 1 out and a runner at second. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. Outside low, and it's 1-2.
Really nice slider right there, sweeping across the dish, but just couldn't hang the edge.
Ball 2.
Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Runner at second here, 1 gone. That one not close. Full count now. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Well, they didn't give him anything to hit, and now with runners on first and second, they've set up a double play opportunity. So not a terrible result.
2 on, 1 out. Isaac Collins up now for the Brewers. 1 for 3. That's in there. It's 0-1.
Always tough to turn 2 on a speedster like this. It's even harder with him coming out of the left-handed batter's box. You really need something to hit hard on the ground that they can handle to turn 2 quickly.
Swing and a miss as he was out front.
Knowing that the pitcher wants a ground ball double play opportunity here, you've got to lay off pitches down in the zone. Right there, swinging at that pitch, that's a no-no.
And that one almost hit him.
No.
Good location, good take. Sometimes you want the hitter to prove he can lay off that pitch.
Swing and a ground ball, and it goes just foul. Two now. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and there are 2 down.
Not the best location with the fastball on strike 3, but when you're pumping high 90s, you'll get away with some of those. More margin for error. You know, the fastball has become such a huge strikeout pitch in the sport. And I think a lot of it has to do with all the attention and emphasis on improved spin rates. These fastballs are just exploding out of the pitcher's hands and jumping through the zone.
Stepping in, number 21. Fouled off. He was late. First and second, 2 down. They tried to get him to chase on a slider, down and away. The 1-1 is fouled off. Two on, 2 outs. Ball in the dirt, and it gets away. On to first, and it's in time for the 3rd out, so that'll end the inning. Brewers strand a couple, but they lead it 3-0. And we're back, and now here's Jeff McNeil. The Mets in striking distance, but have some work to do.
Boog, it starts with the leadoff man. I need a good at-bat out of him right here.
First offering, and it just misses.
Changing speeds has this lineup completely off balance in this one. We've seen a lot of mistimed swings, and it's been a challenge for these hitters to get their rhythm right.
Late swing, foul to the left.
Pretty good pitch to take a pass at in a 1-0 count. Just not able to square it up.
This one in the air. Ortiz nabs it, and there's one down.
Good hard fastball into the zone right there. They look really good coming in, but so hard to get on top of as a hitter.
So now here's the Mets DH, Mark Vientos.
Went down looking on 3 pitches last time. Let's see if he can be a little more aggressive right here.
And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike.
1 strike.
Sliced hard but foul. One down, base is empty. Good eye right there.
1 ball, 2 strike.
Next offering is downstairs.
He's really tightening up his hitting zone with 2 strikes here. I love it.
The Mets trailing by 3 here at the bottom of the 7th. And it remains 2-2.
Looked like you got a little excited on that fastball. Got to think to yourself, I want to stay up the middle. That way, if you're a little bit early, you hit it out of the ballpark. If you're a little late, opposite field not.
Caught him looking for the K.
Absolutely dotted the edge of the zone right there. That was a tough battle, man. So to make a really quality pitch and just catch him looking like that, it's got to feel good out there on the mound. That was a fun at bat to watch.
Brett Beatty up now for the Mets. And that one is inside ball 1. He swings and fouls one off. 2 down, nobody on. And that one is lifted in the air. Frelick after it. And that is that.
Now pitching for
taking over on the mound for the Mets, Reed Garrett.
75.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Leading off, Joseph Ortiz.
The shortstop, Joseph Ortiz.
shortstop takes the ball.
No need to offer at that pitch until you get to 2 strikes. It's just a low percentage of success when you want to try to go after that down and away pitch.
1-1 now. And that's a little bit high. Got him looking, and he did not like the call.
The right fielder.
Now it's the right fielder, Sal Freeland. Chris, baseball today, so many strikeouts, and they are available to pitchers. But this is a guy that puts the bat on the ball and is kind of different from the players that we see day in, day out. And that's in for a strike.
Yeah, his swing is so good. It's in the zone a long time. He gets the barrel to it a lot, and that produces more base hits.
Inside, and 1-1. Singy, one of the things that's interesting is that guys really don't worry about swing and miss from an offensive standpoint anymore. So when you see somebody who contacts the ball like this, do you think of that as plus value?
Absolutely, if he's doing damage. Now, if he's rolling over and grounding out, then it's a different story. But, yeah, if he can put the ball in the gaps or over the fence, 100%. Yeah, and the domino effect of that is running up pitch counts on pitchers and then either getting them to a place of fatigue or getting into the bullpen perhaps before you get to those higher leverage arms at the back end.
Misses. 3-2 now. One of the things that Jim Leland used to say when I was broadcasting with the Marlins, the longer a plate appearance goes for a batter, the more likely it is that something good will happen for the hitter.
Yeah, and I figured you would get Kotsay into this because you had a free dinner at his house the other night.
That is true. In the air, left field, down the line, and that will drop foul. 9th pitch of the at-bat due next. And there's ball 4. That's a great at-bat. He saw a lot of pitches and earned a walk.
What a battle.
Now
it's not always easy laying off a 3-2 pitch, and I tell you what, he earned that walk.
1 down. Next for Milwaukee, Jackson Chourio. First offering, runner goes. Pitch in for a strike. He's safe at second, and he easily steals the bag. Freeland leads off second with 1 gone in the inning. Swing and a pop-up. Foul and a play off to the right side. That'll find the stands. Smoked on the ground to second. Mauricio with the throw to first. And there's 2 down.
Now batting, designated hitter, Christian.
Here's Yelich at the dish. He's already homered in this game. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Swings through that one for strike 2.
From a pitcher's perspective, that's a beautiful splitter right there. As a hitter, you don't like it, but he's commanded his fastball, and out of that same tunnel, that splitter comes, and the bottom just falls out of it.
That misses, and that's ball 2. And that's down and away.
3-2.
William Contreras up next for the Brewers. He goes down looking. Milwaukee leaves one, but they lead it 3-0. Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th, Abner Uribe.
And he's done a great job keeping the ball in the park this year. The numbers stack up with some of the best in the game.
Luis Torrens up now for the Mets. Outside low, and it's 1-0. Activity in the bullpen for the Brewers. Trevor McGill, the closer, is getting ready and perhaps looking at a long save opportunity here. A little out front there as he swings through it.
It's been tough for the offense so far, but you can't get frustrated. You got to find a way to shake it off, go up there and relax. That's the only way you're going to be able to put runs up on the board.
And that's off the inside edge. 2-1.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. But that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
Swing and a miss. 2-2 now.
Well, and those hitters count sometimes can be a little too aggressive, and a good pitcher will play off of that. He's got to get a better pitch to hit.
Out to short. Throws across the diamond. One gone to the bottom of the 8th.
Those plays can be tricky. They're routine, but that doesn't mean it's always going to be smooth. He delivered a good play right there.
Ronnie Mauricio up now for the Mets. Uribe, 24 years old, and he was born in the Dominican Republic. And that one hit 97 on the gun.
This guy's sink has so much drop in it. It's almost like a split finger fastball. Instead of just weak contact and balls on the ground, he gets swings and misses.
At 96, that pitch is in for a strike. In the air, fairly deep to right field. Frelick has a beat on it. He's got it, and there's 2 away.
Now batting, the shortstop, Francisco.
2 out, space is empty.
Lindor.
And now it's Frankie Lindor. This guy is one of the best athletes in the sport.
Well, it's critical right here that they bear down and turn in some quality at bats. Try to chip away at that lead, because if it gets to the 9th, that closer's coming in.
The 1-0. And another ball. That one finds the corner, and it's 2-1.
Backdoored him with a breaking ball. Just got the corner. There's nothing you can really do with that.
On the ground, right side, and that's just foul. High fly ball out towards left field. And that's a foul ball. 2 down, nobody on. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. The next pitch misses, and that's ball 3. And they'll do it again.
100 miles an hour, foul that off. That's a good piece of swinging. I won't say hitting because he didn't get a knock, but a good piece of swinging to keep the at bat alive.
On the ground to the left, and foul ball. Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2. About to see the 11th pitch of the at-bat here. Swinging a foul ball at the plate. They'll do it again.
5 foul balls balls in a row. I have no idea what that feels like, but you got to love this battle. Just wondering.
He locked him up, and that'll do it. The inning is over. Mets go down quickly. They trail in this one 3-0. We're back. It's the top of the ninth, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Huascar Brazoban.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
Huascar Brazoban.
Here's the Brewers catcher now. And welcome into the ballpark. Happy to have you with us. MLB The Show with a good one coming at you. It's the Milwaukee Brewers going up against the New York Mets. First pitch coming your way next.
Your New York Mets.
About to get started here, and towing the slab here, Clay Holmes. And Singy, we were talking earlier about how he's doing a great job navigating through tough spots.
I've just been so impressed with when it seems like there's more pressure, he's more calm and settles in. He's done an incredible job with runners in scoring position. Most guys, they get a little tight, they start to aim the baseball, but for some reason, he gets looser, the ball comes out of his hand with more life, and he's able to wiggle off the hook of tough situations and get his team back in the dugout.
Bounding ball here, rolls foul. High fly ball, and that one curling foul down the right side. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. Couldn't catch up to the heater. And Chris, that's a way to neutralize his speed by keeping him off base.
And the defense breathes a sigh of relief because he puts pressure on everyone if he can put the ball in play. But that's how you do it. Keep him off balance, get him out of there, and deal with the next guy.
Into the outfield, base hit. So a man aboard now with one away.
Batting third, the designated hitter.
Now it's Christian Yelich. First pitch doesn't find the zone. Chourio, the runner at first with one gone in the inning. Next offering is down low.
Last two pitches have been down in the zone. Pitcher clearly trying to get that ground ball double play. But in this count, he's going to have to give in, elevate his pitches, and get back into this at bat.
Holmes throws to first. And he's back in easily. And that is out of play. Two and two. Runner takes off. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. Man at first, one away. Stays alive.
Also really good at bat. What I like about this guy, his bat stays in the zone for a long time. Gives him the ability to foul off tough pitches.
And down on strikes. 2 down. So next, it's the Brewers cleanup hitter, William Contreras. And first offering is fouled off. 2 outs. On a line out towards center. Soto grabs it on the run. Brewers strand 1. Now the Mets will step up for their first shot in a scoreless ball game. Back after this on the show. Back here with my pal Singy. And pitching in this game, Freddie Peralta. What's the word on him?
Yeah, and his whip tells you he's been pretty effective this year on the mound. I mean, opposing hitters having a hard time getting on base and then being able to really distract him and do damage in terms of getting around the base path. So, taking him out, this is a guy you want out there if you're his teammate, and I expect him to be good in this one.
Bottom of the first, and stepping in for New York, Francisco Lindor. There's the strike.